Hey guys, Rollier or Taylor here, and today I'm back with another Division weekly vendor reset. And to kick things off, let's go through the blueprints. So this week we have a Navy MP-5N blueprint. Now this is one you really need to pick up as soon as you visit the blueprints vendor this week. It's not often a blueprint like this comes around, so make sure you get those Phoenix credits and make sure you pick it up as soon as you can. We also have a converted USC, a stamina knee pads, firearms gloves, a hollow sight blueprint, a flash hider blueprint, a firearms gear mod blueprint, as well as an electronics gear mod blueprint. Over at the special equipments vendor this week, we're just going to see what the exotics have rolled with talent wise. So the Historian this week rolled with Ferocious and Predatory. The Centurion is actually a good one this week. It's got Expert and Fierce on it, and it's actually got a really high damage roll at about 97%. If you've been waiting for a half decent Centurion, then I recommend you pick this one up. We've got a Cassidy rolled with Determined as well as Deadly, a Pecan with Sustained and Fierce, and the Liberator rolled with Dominant, Deadly and Destructive. Actually a great PvE Liberator if you are in need of one. Staying inside the special equipments vendor, there's also a Police M4 here, rolled with Responsive, Ferocious and Commanding. Definitely roll off Commanding for something like Destructive, and again you have another great PvE M4. So that was all the things inside the terminal, including the blueprints as well as the special equipments vendor. We're now just going to make our way up to the advanced weaponry vendor. Here we have a tactical ACR with Fierce, Dominant and Brutal. It feels like I'm repeating myself, but again, not a bad PvE assault rifle. Probably roll off Dominant for something like Destructive and you're good to go on it. So that's all the vendors looked over inside the base of operations. I'm now going to see if there's any weapons within the DZ as well as the LZ worth picking up this week. Within the Dark Zone 3 safe house, we have a Navy MP-5N. This is rolled with Unforgiving, Destructive and Swift. It's not the best Navy MP5s, and I would have recommended picking this one up if we didn't have the blueprint on sale. We also have an ACR here with Ferocious, Talented and Prepared. Now I wouldn't say this is a bad roll for an ACR. Prepared actually works on assault rifles, especially something like an ACR because of how stable it can be. Also, Ferocious is always a great PvE roll. So both of these weapons are in the Dark Zone 3 safe house. Unfortunately, that's all of the weapons I could find mentioning this week, but we're now back within the special equipments vendor to have a look at some gear. The first bit of gear I want to talk about this week is a Predator's Mark holster. All three main stats are rolled really high and the armor is at 909. Its major attribute is crit hit chance, but you can definitely roll that off to make this a perfect Predator's Mark holster for your Pred Mark builds. This is at the special equipments vendor. At the Southport safe house, we have an inventive backpack here. A really high roll on firearms at 1271. The armor roll is 1230. The major attributes are skill power and the minor attribute is 15% disrupt resistance. If you're after an inventive backpack, then I definitely recommend picking this one up. With its high roll on firearms, all you'd have to do is either tweak the major or minor attributes to your liking. Again, this is at the Southport safe house. In the DZ06 safe house in the special equipments vendor, first up we have an Alpha Bridge chest. The armor roll is 1984, its main roll is on stamina at 1201. It's currently rolled with skill haste as well as health, and obviously the minor attribute is at ammo capacity, so a really great Alpha Bridge chest here. And to be honest, you wouldn't really need to roll anything off it. The one recommendation I'd have is probably rolling stamina to max it out as much as possible. That's the Alpha Bridge chest. As well as the Alpha Bridge chest, you also have some defense gloves within the Dark Zone 6 safe house. The armor roll is 969, the main roll is stamina at 1212. They're rolled with LMG damage, crit hit damage, as well as skill haste. To be honest, to get the best out of them, you'd want to roll the LMG damage to SMG damage. It would only make sense, especially for a defense build. So these are both in the Dark Zone 6 safe house. We're now in the Dark Zone 9 safe house, still looking at gear, and the first one I want to show you is this Final Measure mask. The armor roll is 937, its main stat is stamina. The major attribute is health on kill, and the minor attribute is burn resistance. Not a bad mask considering how high the stamina roll is at 1262, and then roll off what you need on the mask. As well as the final measure mask, we also have a pair of final measure gloves. The armor roll is 922 and it's rolled on firearms at 1167. Really nice major attributes though. We've got assault rifle damage, crit hit damage, as well as crit hit chance. The only thing I'd recommend rolling here is assault rifle damage to whichever weapon you're going to use with this build, and they are absolutely perfect, so almost a must buy this week. Both final measure items that I just talked about are in the Dark Zone 9 safe house. Now we're going to look at some weapon mods as well as some gear mods to finish off this week's weekly vendor reset. Back in the base of operations, and we're at the Dark Zone gear fender. In here we have a really nice prototype performance mod with first aid ally heal on it. So in the East 64th Street Dark Zone checkpoint, right in the top right corner of the Dark Zone, we have a prototype firearms mod rolled with 3% skill haste. It's also got a really high firearms roll at 264, and I really recommend picking these up as soon as they're on sale. So this week, the skill haste mod is in East 64th Street checkpoint. So now we're looking at some weapon mods, and the first one is in the DZ West 42nd Street checkpoint. It's a small grip rolled with crit hit damage, stability, as well as reload speed. Perfect for an assault rifle, so if you've got the Dark Zone funds, make sure you get this one. This is in the DZ West 42nd Street checkpoint. The final mod is in the DZ West 46th Street checkpoint, so just the one up from the one we were previously in. It's a loud vent break. It's got crit hit damage, accuracy, and optimal range on it, as well as the minor attribute being increased threat. So that's in the DZ West 46th Street checkpoint. So there we have it guys, another weekly vendor reset down. As always, if you enjoyed this video, then let me know either by leaving a comment or by clicking that like button. And if you're new around here and want to stay up to date with all things The Division, then make sure to subscribe for all of the future content that's coming to this channel. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.